Hi, so welcome back to the Apprentice One-to-One podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and I wanted to do an episode today that explains a little bit about the Youth Group. You'll see they're on the sign there behind me, and their link up most recently in our industry with TESP, so that's the Electrotechnical Skills Partnership. I just wanted to speak a little bit about what's going on there and how that can potentially help people within the electrical industry, specifically young people. And with the Apprentice One-to-One community that we've got building, it seemed like something nice to mention. And we do have representatives from the youth group who are going to come on to this podcast and talk with us, alongside Bob Noseda as well. So if you're watching this, Bob, thanks for the efforts you've made in setting that up. And I'm looking forward to getting that recording done and out for people to listen to and hopefully take something from. But going back to the youth group, that's set up by a guy called Jack Parsons. He's the CEO. And if you go onto social media and have a look for him or the youth group, you'll find lots of posts and information around what they're involved with, some of the activities that they put forward and help that they provide for young people. They have some key statements that they make, and three of those are to be bold, be honest, and be kind. And they're things that resonate quite well with the Apprentice One-to-One community. I would fully endorse and support those aims. But some of the statements that they make as well is focusing on the young person first. And I think that's quite important within the apprenticeship community we have, speaking about young learners specifically. And I know we have other parts of the industry that we're helping as well, with adult retrainees and older entrants to the industry. But speaking more specifically about the younger people, I think it's really important that we do focus on them, and we're trying to make the transition out of education and school into the employed workplace and apprenticeships in the best way we can. So we need to make sure we've got nice facilities in place with them to learn at college. We've got good, vibrant job roles, and the support is there throughout industry from industry peers and industry bodies that can help them progress as best they can. So that resonates with myself, actually. I think that's a really good ethos to have. One of the key points to make with it all, that it is actually free for young persons to use. So the youth group don't charge anything to the young people who use the community and get something from it. But speaking specifically about the link up with TESP, so that's the Electrotechnical Skills Partnership, and again thanking Bob Noseda for sharing information on that with me. I signed up to the mentorship system with TESP and the youth group when I first saw it. I think it was at the beginning of April time on social media, and I've shared already across my own limited social media profile information about that, where other people can do the same as well. So I think it's something that could be really positive. So it's in essence, if you're in a position to do so, stepping up as a mentor, so you can provide a young person with an opportunity to speak with you and take guidance from you and some of your experiences and knowledge to help them. It's only a 45-minute session, so you don't have to give up lots of time all at once. The idea is that it's made as simple and as beneficial to all sides, so everybody gets benefit from it, and it's not a drain on your time and resources as well, because obviously we all have our own commitments. So I think it's a really powerful thing for industry to be doing. It's something that we've done in Apprentice One-to-One anyway over the course of the last year. We have people out there right now who are providing mentorship to people, and that's directly where they're coming onto their job sites to see what it is to be an electrician, and then equally on social media, where you're just checking in on people and giving a bit of advice and pointers on some of the things that have been shared on the Instagram community, for example. So it's quite nice, and I'm looking forward to doing this. I've not been approved as yet, so I don't know if I'll be accepted into the mentorship scheme, but I've certainly put myself forward, and I would encourage anyone who's in a position to do so to get on board with it. Another nice thing that they do is for every session that takes place, they actually plant a tree for the Net Zero with Nature programme. That was something that I really liked. So even just by taking part, you're helping plant trees around the UK, and what's not to like about that. I will reference links to the youth group in the description to this podcast. I'm hoping that Leon's going to come on and talk with me at some stage in the next week or so, and we can get that out as well. But I thought it was really important to share this message as quickly as possible, and I appreciate that people who watch me on YouTube aren't connected with me on other social media platforms. So I thought we'd drop it up as a podcast. And while we're on about all of those things, I want to say that the Apprentice One-to-One podcast is going to come back with a few episodes now. So there's a number of people who were in touch right at the start of all of the build up to the podcast starting, and unfortunately due to commitments in my own life and with a business and other things I've had going on, I've not been able to see those through. So I've been in touch with all of those people now over the last 2 or 3 days to reach out and see if they still want to record. Thankfully, they've all had the patience and understanding to come back and do that. So I've got apprentices coming on to chat, also some more lecturers, and I'm hoping to get some of the people from the IET on as well. In fact, I've had an agreement just today where we're going to do a recording next week about the IET partnership. We've got building for apprentices within the Apprentice One-to-One community where you can get involved with the IET and become members over there yourselves. We can also actually help anybody enrol into the IET as an approved partner. So if there are employers out there who want to get involved and get your professional registration, get in touch, because we can certainly look to do that as well through Apprentice One-to-One. But yeah, it's just nice that we're going to get the podcast back going. I do like talking on these. It is just a short window in time again, so we've got a select group of people who originally wanted to come on, and then a couple of quite important episodes, I think, with the Youth Group and TESP, and also with the IET. So they're all going to be coming, and I'll still keep bombarding YouTube with the regular site work as well. I think it's important to show that I'm still out on the tools doing this kind of work, and hopefully give some insight to people who might be wanting to follow in those footsteps. We have actually taken on another apprentice ourselves as well in the business. I mentioned that on the last sort of site-based YouTube drop. There's been a couple of other video drops of late that aren't really to do with the regular content. So if you're seeing those pop up in your news feed, they're more to do with providing a bit of information that could be shared potentially by all electricians to customers and clients, consumers, that can help better educate them on what, for example, a proper EICR might look like. It's in its early stages, and I'm just kind of sharing it across social media to get some feedback and see what other people think. So if you have got any ideas on that, or you want to get involved, please start making your own content. I think as a community of electricians, if we come together and share that information out around consumers and clients, it could be a really powerful thing, and I'm hoping other people will get involved with that. But yeah, for the time being, I thought I would just mention about the youth group, and hopefully within the next week or so we can have a recording with them, and I can get this out into the Apprentice One-to-One community for you all to hear directly exactly what that's about. And in the meantime, check the links in the description. Have a brilliant day, and I will catch you all on the next episode of the Apprentice One-to-One podcast.